Hello people and welcome back to News Review. This week's news is not as long, but I have still tried to condense stuff down to make it easier to digest. If you are a new or returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It'll help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. As always, open up the patch notes, link in the description if you want to follow along. Additionally, I'm trying a new thing where I buy a guild stage for every 10 subscribers I hit, which will give you a diamond if it's your first time clearing it. Thank you so much for 480 subscribers. The next milestone will be at 490 subscribers, so subscribe and also join the guild as well as Discord, both codes in the description, if you want to participate and be notified of that. The main thing for this week is the SR for Primal Greek Gods, which is something that is a long time coming. I've structured the skills in such a way that there's the least amount of repetitive text, so hopefully that's good. As you saw from the short descriptions, you can pause and go back if you didn't read that. There's not much in the leader skill. All the interesting stuff is mostly in the team skill, apart from Aether, who is a bit special in relation to the other cards. They all have an auxiliary team skill with Chaos, where Chaos in either his normal form or the corrupted form will sync his attribute and provide a ×2 stat boost to both cards when one of the SR Primal Greek Gods and Chaos are in a team together. The SR skill for the Primal Greek Gods, when they are leader and ally, the same card that is also quite powerful. This ignores some of the rarer but still annoying skills, such as Enclosed Areas, Undissolvable Runestones, and Scorching Areas. For their actual team skills, they actually look very similar apart from Aether, so I split it up in that way. For their universal team skills, that's there on the top, and then there are some non-Aether team skills, which is just all the cards, the 4 other cards, Water, Fire, Earth, and Dark, that are down there. One good point about the series is that it has super damage reduction for the first attack it receives, which is great for survivability. The Skydrop also allows for more consistent damage, and innately comes with CD cycling as well, if you can manage to dissolve a good amount of the board in the first batch. For Aether team skills, basically you just build your team like you would Ingrid, with multiple races and attributes and a bit more leeway in comparison to Ingrid, since you can overlap one attribute and race if you need to, since it maxes out at 4 for both of those, and everything else just follows from there. You get pretty good movement time as well. You get 10 seconds. And then when you if you build the team correctly, you just get to ignore all normal stuff. Equal combo is a bit rarer to have been put in the team skill directly, but it is not unheard of. So that's that. For the first active skill of non-Aether Gods, it is decent. Choosing to remove and generate runestones of your own choosing from both those is always handy, and the shields that are being ignored are super common as well. They're not unique by any means, but definitely, having this skill in the leader, if you're using the card as a leader anyway, is pretty good. Water and Dark ignore fixed combo and equal combo, and Fire and Earth ignore initial and puzzle. All 4 are very, very common. For the second active of non-Aether Gods, still CD6 by the way, it is more niche but still useful, since there are a very low number of existing cards that ignore percentage resistance. And then this is only for attack damage, sadly, for all my direct damage enjoyers out there. And also lead launches quintet attacks, which is, I guess uncommon enough that it is also somewhat useful. Conversion might destroy your board, but if you're using them as a leader, hopefully that's not an issue. However, I still think that the biggest winner of this SR is Aether, since her skills are way more suited to the modern ecosystem and how the game works nowadays. For her first skill, she explodes the board into a fixed board. This is of corresponding columns, if you don't know what Azathoth does, while ignoring some common shields, such as Anti-Runestone and Runestone Column Nullifying. Also, you have CD cycling as well. And for her second skill, it is a pretty decent attack booster that you can keep around all the time, provided that you don't run into a stat clear. Just max out at 4 rounds at CD6. If you have leader and ally, that gives you 8 rounds, so there's even a little bit of leeway if you do run into a stat clear. And just this kind of combo attack bonus plus 100 is kind of insane. If we go back a little bit, where was that? yeah, when you build the team correctly, you get combo plus 20. So the plus percentages on your combos is a huge damage boost for the team. And I think that elevates this card above all the other ones. By the way, this is what a fixed board looks like on the left. It is the bottom half. It's just 6 columns of all types, Enchanted God, all the usual stuff. On the right here is the upcoming ultimate card, which I'll talk about right now. It is a new Dark Dragon card. It is basically DLC for Sodom, but the fixed board might still come in handy for other teams. It's a fixed board, as you saw, of water, fire, light, and dark. Dragons ignore green-red vortex, which is somewhat useful, maybe. But yeah, it's basically Sodom DLC. The single use second skill is kind of interesting since it converts your HP into direct damage that ignores everything. This point right here. I'll have to see gameplay to figure out whether that can actually kill enemies with high HP. Apart from its active skills, it also has the team skill that Gladio Spina members, which is the dragon members of the new seal, if you don't remember. Their skill CD is -6 upon entry of a stage, and I personally think that this was just added on after people got mad at Sodom for not having anything like that last week. Next, we have a new guild mission card, a light human Snow, who is really only useful for ignoring death damage, since there are too many human cards in the game. I mean, all the rest of the stuff is either bad or already done, especially for light humans. Lastly, we have skill enhancements, which may look like a good thing, but there aren't that many buffs to do anything at all. People have also gotten mad at Nocturne, who is here, but actually did not receive any buffs that were written down anyway. I think they just probably forgot to take her out of the picture. TLDR, Javanar's active became a bit better. Kunis can sustain his own active skill now, doesn't require external beast runestones from other sources. And Nesoi became somewhat usable as a leader, although I'm pretty sure nobody owns a copy of her anyway. For the ranking of the free cards, the ultimate card is alright, but Snow is pretty bad. For the Primal Greek gods, I don't even know where to rank them since they don't even have their own banners, but I think that they'll be decently fun to play with if you have the resources to SR them, and obviously the card itself. And I think that Aether has the highest chance of being legitimately good and widely usable due to team flexibility. Moving on to the celebration events, the returning ultimate cards this time are the Fire God Imhotep and the Fire Machina Mechanical Ant. Imhotep is useless, so you can beat his stage once and move on, but Mechanical Ant is a great Machina unit for ignoring scorching areas, so be sure to farm him to max. Besides that, Nesoi's banner is coming back, but please don't pull on it if you don't already have Nesoi. This is a terrible use of your diamonds. Lastly, the stamina discounts for specific stages in the LR Pass are still going on, and gives me another stage to tell you to go watch the farming guide that has recently been out by yours truly if you haven't already. That's it for this week's news review. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate your time, and I would really also appreciate a like, comment, or subscription. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!